want to try a love affair again? And the property shouldn't be the motivation there. That's not fair.
I need my autonomy. I need my independence. You know what I mean? I just do.
Kody. You can practically see the delusion oozing off him as he walked into that meeting, fully expecting to have some emotional breakthrough with Janelle. He's been trying to make amends since their Christmas blow-up, as if he could just wave a magic wand and fix everything. What he doesn't get, though, is that Janelle couldn't care less about missing the sex. And honestly, that's what makes this whole situation even more laughable. And the cherry on top, his carefully planned date night at the exact same spot where he'd been shot down before. Classic move, he's basically trying to repair his shattered ego in the very place he was rejected in the most dramatic fashion. Let's be real, Janelle probably knows she outperforms everyone he's ever been with, and that's exactly why Kody's back here, trying to win her over again. But spoiler alert, too bad for him. He's stuck with someone who's clearly not interested and likely not impressed. Oh, and the idea that he might be doing it wrong. Yeah, that's just gold. Janelle isn't just uninterested. She's completely unbothered by the whole situation. She knows exactly what she brings to the table, and she's fine with moving on without it. Kody, on the other hand, is so out of touch that he actually asks her, "Do you want to try a love affair again?" You can practically hear him rehearsing that line in the mirror, convinced he's delivering Shakespeare-level drama. But honestly, he's coming off like an amateur sixth grader playing Romeo in the school play. And then there's the scared of emotions thing he tries to throw at her. Please. He's so used to Robyn's dramatic, overly emotional roller coaster that he doesn't understand Janelle's practical approach. She's not scared, she's just sane. She sees they're incompatible, and honestly, that's the end of it. Her lack of interest in diving into emotional chaos, so satisfying to watch. Love her for it. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Oh, I'm dying to know which one of the kids dropped the bomb. Just finished watching the steaming pile that was Sunday's episode. Honestly, the snarker in me can't help but wonder which one of these kids straight up told Kody he's an asshole who brainwashed them. My money's on Hunter. I just love the guy, and he's got that vibe, you know. But hey, I'm open to other suggestions. Anyone else want to take a guess? It's wild that we don't know who said it, but at the same time, it's pretty clear that so many of the kids have said it, or something like it. The fact that this keeps happening really highlights what a massive problem Kody is. Like, everyone can see it. I'm thinking it was probably Garrison. He's been outspoken before, and he was definitely mad enough to say it to Kody's face. Or maybe Hunter called him an asshole, and Leon chimed in with calling him manipulative. Or, plot twist, maybe it was just the same phrasing from a bunch of the kids. My immediate instinct was peed on. If this came right after the wedding, it would make sense that Kody was in full "let me get TLC to threaten my kids" mode. Peed on was heated, because his dad's call wasn't about checking on him. It was just Kody telling him to shut up and stop talking about him. Classic Kody. But you know what? I still think Hunter. What exactly went down between Kody and Maddie? Honestly, I get why she cut him off. If I'm not mistaken, she mentioned in a recent podcast that she wants people around her kids who can offer stability. And I don't think Kody fits that bill, so yeah, it makes sense. But still, I'm dying to know the real reason Maddie decided to stop having a relationship with her dad. Was there one big thing that made her snap, or did she just get fed up after seeing how everything played out during the whole coronavirus mess? I want the full scoop. Let's not forget her child had a limb amputated. Kody didn't even bother to show up. I don't think I'd ever let that go. And then there's Robyn. She's the walking, talking proof that she couldn't care less about Kody's biological kids, except for the ones she gave birth to. From the very start, she's been all about the big family talk, but her actions speak volumes. If she really cared, she would have pushed for Kody to be there for his kids during important moments. But we all know if Robyn wants something, it happens, and she didn't want him there. Honestly, Kody should have wanted to be there for his kids regardless, but once Robyn found out he wasn't going to be, she should have stepped in. If my husband ignored his kids like that in a time of need, especially when they're going through something traumatic, I'd be so turned off, I'd be questioning our whole relationship. I've always felt this way. The fact that she didn't tell him to be at Abel's surgery is all kinds of telling. She didn't want him one-on-one with Christine and her kids. Let's be real, Christine and her daughters could have really benefited from him being there, but Robyn wasn't about to let that happen. Maddie mentioned before that she only wants people who put effort into her kids' lives. So she stopped trying to reach out, and Kody didn't even bother to meet her halfway. That's a major issue right there. I think it's probably a mix of a lot of things that pushed Maddie over the edge, not being there for Evie or Abel's surgeries. The physical distance highlighting how little effort he put into their relationship. His treatment of Janelle and Christine. His complete lack of outreach to his kids, leaving Maddie to carry all the emotional labor of keeping the family connected. That's exhausting. But honestly, the one that would send me into orbit is how he treats her siblings, especially the younger ones. If Savannah was my little sister, I'd be ready to throw hands at Kody for not even calling or seeing her for 2 months around Christmas and her birthday. Same goes for Gabe's birthday. And we only know about the incidents we've heard. There are probably more we haven't even seen. Maddie strikes me as the kind of sister who wouldn't stand for that crap. Kody and his coronavirus rules. What a mess. Let's break it down. Why was he so strict about it? Was it some deep-seated need for control? Or was he just trying to escape the polygamy circus? Honestly, I think it was a combination of both, with a hefty dose of laziness thrown in. Watching season 16, it's honestly baffling. Kody comes off as the quintessential right-wing, no government interference type, and yet here he is, acting like he's running a pandemic boot camp. You'd think he'd be on the side of it's just a virus, it'll be fine, but nope. Instead, he's using coronavirus like a golden ticket to avoid spending time with anyone except Robyn. Now, let's be real. Coronavirus was a convenient excuse. Kody didn't want to be around the wives, especially the ones who didn't have Robyn's approval, so he made up some strict rules to stay away from them. It worked perfectly to isolate himself with the one wife who truly mattered, Robyn. Some folks argue it was Robyn who got the ball rolling on the coronavirus drama, especially considering her pneumonia history. But after a while, Kody realized he could really use this as a power move. He didn't just stop at keeping his wives at arm's length. He started to twist everything into a loyalty test, with Robyn dutifully following the rules, while everyone else got the cold shoulder. The cherry on top, Kody and Robyn out at the mall, maskless, probably buying matching outfits, while everyone else was stuck at home in quarantine. And don't even get me started on the whole nanny situation. Apparently, Kody was so afraid of coronavirus that they didn't want to risk having anyone around, yet they couldn't bring themselves to let go of the nanny who was at home, putting herself at risk just by being around the family. It was all about control. Robyn's anxiety? Yeah, it's real, and it didn't help Kody's already fragile decision-making skills. Honestly, if it wasn't for the wives starting to break away, Kody and Robyn would probably still be keeping up this coronavirus rules charade. What a power trip. The irony is, all Kody had to do was be a decent husband and father. But nope, he took the coward's way out, making excuses and letting his kids and other wives fend for themselves while he got cozy in his own little bubble with Robyn. What a joke. Kody and his investment cars for the kids. Did anyone else catch that? Apparently, he invested all his money into cars for the kids. Wait, what kids? Which cars? How many cars are we talking about here? And when did this magical car fund start? Was he planning on handing over his sports car? Who remembers the old beat-up van? Was it Janelle driving that thing? Come on, Kody, let's be real. Those cars were clearly for you, and maybe Robyn's kids, if we're being generous. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall Kody handing out shiny new cars to his kids. Anyone. And then there was that moment when Janelle was in the car with Maddie, and Maddie, with so much subtlety, gave us an eye roll and some finger quotes when talking about Kody's assets. Priceless. Oh, and how about that time they were either fleeing or heading to the family farm, and two separate cars broke down. At that point, they didn't exactly seem to have a backup car fleet ready to roll. They were scrambling over the cost of fixing Robyn's car or getting a new one. If Kody really had a bunch of cars for the kids, you'd think losing one car would be no big deal, right? But then, a little while later, the adults were absolutely pumped about Kody getting a company vehicle. Okay. By then, there were kids old enough to drive, so where are all these cars for the kids again? Let's be honest, once Dayton hit driving age, Kody started buying cars for Robyn's kids, and if memory serves, when the older kids graduated, they either got a car or $10,000 to put towards school expenses. Maybe both. It's been a minute. I'm pretty sure Mary forked out the rest of Leon's college tuition too, so that was a whole other thing. Oh, and in one of those coronavirus-era blow-ups with Janelle, she did a talking head segment where she explained that Gabe and Garrison didn't get the same deal as the older kids. That's part of why they were living with her. Garrison's guard enrollment covered his schooling, and Gabe worked his butt off to finish high school early and score some programs that helped with his tuition. So, she felt it was the least she could do to offer them a place to stay while they finished school and saved up for a house. Because, let's face it, they didn't get a shiny car and cash like some of the others. I really hope Christine and Janelle can eventually be friends with Mary, but who knows? Honestly, I think Kody did an outstanding job of pitting them against each other. The way he manipulated everything caused so much tension. The worst part? His obvious favoritism. I mean, remember that one year when Kody bought Christine a ton of gifts, but Mary got nada? Yeah, that wasn't a coincidence. He definitely did that on purpose. I tried to post this yesterday, but of course, the dumb bot deleted it. Classic. Anyway, here's the thing. Just because you're thrown into a situation together doesn't mean you're magically going to get along. It's kind of naive to think everyone should be best friends just because they're in the same mess. These women are all very different people. Expecting them to stay in touch with someone they don't get along with is ridiculous. Yeah, they were all pitted against each other, but that doesn't exactly make for an easy relationship, does it? Here's how I see it. Christine and Janelle will definitely keep in touch. Their kids are close, and honestly, they're kind of the mom duo in that family. They're fine with each other, and the kids will probably keep them sticking together like a little family unit. Mary, though, not so much. She's not particularly close to most of the kids. A few like Logan, Gwen, Hunter, and Usable seem to like her, but who knows? They might be hanging out off camera, maybe getting lunch, but it's not like they're all BFF. Leon? Yeah, they're not exactly bonding with the Browns either. They're off doing their own thing. They still show up to the family events, though. In time, I'm sure there'll be some reunions with the sister wives, and maybe they'll be civil and kind to each other, recognizing that Kody's little drama machine caused all of it. They all seem mature enough to handle that. It was nice seeing Christine and Mary share a hug and get all nostalgic for a second. But in true Mary fashion, she had to make fun of Christine's tattoo, which honestly explains why Christine distanced herself from Mary in the first place. Do I think they'll ever be truly friends? Yeah, not likely. Sure, we know polygamy is just Kody's way of turning women against each other, but come on, you can't use that excuse forever. Mary was harsh, controlling, and probably a little bitter because she couldn't have more kids while Christine did. And don't even get me started on how she always sided with Robyn. It was such a low blow. I get it, she was trying to stay in Kody's good graces, but at some point, you have to own up to your actions. Mary needs to be accountable and apologize for the crap she pulled. If I were Christine, I'd be so pissed about how Mary acted during that whole knife in the kidney fiasco. I honestly don't think I could ever forgive her for that. But hey, I'm a petty person, so what do I know? The ever-evolving drama of the Brown family. I get it, it's hard to keep track of which kid is talking to Kody and which one is basically avoiding him like he's the flu. So let's break it down. First off, I know the new season was filmed ages ago, but here's the thing. Kody's relationship with his kids was already pretty complicated at that point. When it comes to which kids are on the outs with him, it's mostly Janelle's kids, especially the boys, who seem to have the biggest issue. Kody's anger at Christine is so misplaced, though. He's accusing her of trash-talking him, but let's be real, her daughters still talk to him when they see him. It's awkward because, well, he's an absentee father who hasn't been around much to build any kind of real relationship. So yeah, it's less about the kids talking behind his back and more about the fact that they just don't know him. Christine's kids, they've always had a pretty laid-back, low-key relationship with Kody, which meant when he started dipping out of their leaves, it wasn't as much of a shock. They were already used to the short visits and even shorter conversations. No big loss there. Janelle's kids, though, especially the boys, were accustomed to being his favorites. They got more of his time, so when he suddenly disappeared, it hit them harder. They had to deal with the abrupt shift from being his priority to basically being ghosted. That's gotta sting. Now, despite all the drama, Kody's not completely cut off from all his kids. He was invited to Logan and Gwen's weddings, so you know, he's still semi-social. The relationship with most of them seems like that one friend you used to hang out with all the time and then just drifted apart. You'd answer if they called, but you're not exactly putting in the effort. As for Leon and Maddie, yeah, it seems like there's absolutely zero contact at this point. Either Kody's completely ghosted Leon or Leon's just done with him. Either way, it's not looking great for those two. Hope that clears things up, though, let's be real, the Brown family drama is never that simple, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.